I'm really channeling Arthur today. You guys know Arthur? Arthur Reed? Like, that's twin. That's bestie. Can you imagine if Arthur was real? He would have the best book content on the internet. Like, he could be at Arthur Reed or at Arthur Reads on all platforms. Buster, the bunny from that show, was my imaginary friend as a child, and I don't think that this is the first time that I've mentioned that on this channel. If any of my Hinge matches ever found this channel, that would be so embarrassing for me. Just kidding. I would definitely tell someone about the imaginary friend thing on a first date. I think that that would be a really good icebreaker. Anyway, enough about Arthur. Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I am coming to you with a very special but grueling video, and that is one sentence reviews of almost all of the books that I have read in the year of our Lord 2024. I did this video last year as well, and I think that it's such a fun way to kind of get to know me as a reader if this is your first time watching one of my videos. This tells you almost everything that you need to know about what I've been up to for the past year. Now, we're saying almost because I'm not going to be talking about any of my 5-star reads. That comes in next week's video, so stay tuned for that. And also, it's the middle of December. I'm not finished reading for the year, so you'll get a sneak peek of my December reads, but you'll have to subscribe and watch the December wrap-up at the end of the month if you want to know about all of my other December books. I also just wanted to mention as well, I recently became a bookshop.org affiliate. So there is a link in the description if you feel the urge to purchase any of these books while watching the video, and you click on that link. I have all the books laid out for you on my storefront, and I get a little bit of money from that apparently. So yeah, you can support the channel if you feel so inclined. I promise I won't be annoying about that. I just wanted to mention it so you know, because I put all of my like monthly wrap-ups and all of the books in them up on there. So yeah, we're gonna get into it. Basically, I am going to tell you the title of the book, the name of the author, my star rating, and I'm gonna give you one sentence. If someone came to me and said, "Hey Cass, we need a blurb from you for the cover of this book," here's what I would tell them, okay? So this is gonna be really rapid fire and it's gonna be fun. Year of the Monkey, Patti Smith, 3 stars. Fever dreamy musings about Patti Smith's wandering through 2016 that did not connect with me. Alphabetical Diaries, Sheila Heti, 4.25 stars. A highlight reel of all the things you would underline in a book. Bonsai, Alejandro Zambra, 4 stars. A slim, beautiful exploration of relationships and the impact they have even after they're over. Freedom is a Constant Struggle, Angela Y. Davis, 4.5 stars. A great introductory text on intersectionality and activism, especially the first half. After the Winter, Guadalupe Nettel, 4 stars. Atmospheric, reflective, weaving together of some unlikable characters' stories. Parable of the Sower, Octavia E. Butler, 3 stars. Dystopian but very repetitive commentary on climate change, poverty, race, violence, and the importance of community. The Observable Universe, Heather mccalden, 3.5 stars. A super fragmentary exploration of grief and the concept of the virus, both online and in the body. The Laugh of the Medusa, Helene, cixous, no rating. Intriguing ideas, but I did have to watch multiple video essays afterwards to understand it. No Judgment, Lauren Oyler, 3.75 stars. Overwritten millennial humor about gossip, Goodreads, living in Berlin, autofiction, vulnerability, and mental illness. Daughter, Claudia Day, 4.5 stars. An underrated deep dive into the gaslighting, lies, and confusion that cloud the narrator's family relationships. The Pumpkin Eater, Penelope Mortimer, 3.75 stars. A quick autofictional mid-century account of a woman's emotional collapse within her marriage and motherhood. The young man, Annie Ernaux, 3 stars. Past and present is mixed in this exploration of power dynamics due to age and class differences in a relationship that Ernaux was in. Daybook and Truitt, 3 stars. Journal of a solitude for a visual artist grappling with career progression, aging, family life, and her artistic process. Alien Daughters Walk into the Sun, Jackie Wang, 3.5 stars. An edgy collage of the author's girlhood for the Tumblr and Rookie magazine girlies. The Man Who Saw Everything, Deborah Levy, 4 stars. So deceptive and brain-breaking that I finished the book and immediately flipped back to the first page to pick up on what I missed. Self-Portrait in Green, Ndiaye, 3 stars. She once again proves herself as a master in creating a sense of unease in this short memoir that tells of her fears about who she might turn into one day. Interesting Facts About Space, Emily Austin, 4 stars. An almost lighthearted romp about an anxious lesbian that had some pacing and repetition issues. Notes from the Henhouse, Elspeth Barker, 3 stars. Full of Scottish dialect and imagery of animals and nature, but not really my style of essay collection. Art Monsters, Lauren Elkin, 4 stars. An expansive overview of feminist artists throughout history. If an Egyptian Cannot Speak English, Nor Naga, 4 stars. A doomed love story that's experimental in form, asking who gets to tell certain stories and exploring what it means to be from a place. The Chef, Marie Ndiaye, 4 stars. An unreliable narrator recounts the life and rise to culinary fame of the woman he loves, a virtuosic female chef that I read as a metaphor for writing. Small Fires, Rebecca May Johnson, 3 stars. An interesting, if slightly far-fetched meditation on the connection between using recipes for cooking with the reception of classic texts. People Collide, Isle McElroy, 4 stars. Propulsive, plottier than usual read for me that explores the dynamics of partnership through a body swap. Any Person is the Only Self, Elisa Gabbert, 3.5 stars. A personal reflection on reading and writing whose author's personality felt overshadowed by the book's bibliography. Great Expectations, Vincent Cunningham, 3.75 stars. Autofictional slices of life exploring race, religion, and fatherhood on the presidential campaign trail. The Long Form, Kate Briggs, 4 stars. A peek into a single day of new motherhood that unexpectedly expands into literary criticism and ideas on the novelistic form. There Before The, Allie Smith, 3 stars. Impenetrable story couched in punny and playful language, but made me swear off of Allie Smith for a while. Sorry, Allie. There's Always This Year, Hanif Abdurraqib, 4.5 stars. Hanif Abdurraqib can make me care about any subject in the world because at its heart, he is writing about people and relationships and community. Check Out 19, Claire Louise Bennett, 3.5 stars. A dreamlike, non-traditional novel that I needed to reread after gaining more experience with literary criticism. Parade, Rachel Cusk, 4 stars, and I read this book twice this year. Challenging vignettes exploring the same handful of themes about motherhood, creativity, and death in Cusk's signature detached style. Committed on Meaning in Mad Women by Suzanne Scanlon, 4 stars. Gripping, reflective account of the author's time in and out of the New York State Psychiatric Institute at the same time as she is finding herself as a reader and intellectual. Practice, Rosalind Brown, 3 stars. A detailed day in the life routine of an Oxford English student trying to meet a deadline. The Material, Camille Bordas, 4 stars. A romp about a cast of students in a stand-up comedy MFA program that balances heavy topics with humor and levity. The Hearing Test, Eliza Barry Callahan, 3 stars. A promising but disconnected rumination on silence, connections between people, and how we view the world. The Promise, Silvina Ocampo, 3 stars. Our narrator drifts to the bottom of the sea, reminiscing on memory, the passage of time, and the meaning of life in Le Spectre-like fragments. Woman Running in the Mountains, Yuko Tsushima, 4 stars. A beautiful and descriptive year in the life of an ambivalent single mother in Japan. Black Vodka by Deborah Levy, 3 stars. Short vignettes about affairs without much sticking power, but with some fantastically sparse and biting sentences. Catalina, Carla Cornejo Villavicencio, 3.5 stars. Our narrator navigates her Harvard experience and her grandparents' undocumented status with a humorous but skeptical voice. Worry, Alexandra Tanner, 4 stars. Sisters know exactly what to do or say to piss you off in a very specific way, but they are also the person who can make you laugh harder than anyone and who you would do anything for. Grief is for People, Sloane Crosley, 4.5 stars. A sharply written exploration of the complexity of the author's grief surrounding the suicide of her best friend and mentor, with an inside look at the publishing industry. The Possession, Annie Ernaux, 4 stars. Sharp, raw documentation of Ernaux's jealousy and obsession with her ex's new lover, full of self-analysis. Aurelia, Catherine Davis, 3 stars. Incredible opening line, but a bit too esoteric and fragmentary for my taste in memoirs. Heaven, Miko Kawakami, 4 stars. A quietly moving inquiry into morality, suffering, and the things that connect us as human beings through a story of bullying and unlikely friendship. Banal Nightmare, Hallie Butler, 3 stars. This book is the embodiment of that meme that goes, hey, I'm so glad you reached out. I'm actually at capacity / helping someone else who's in crisis / dealing with some personal stuff right now, and I don't think I can hold appropriate space for you. Could we connect at a later date or time instead, or do you have someone else who you could reach out to? Near to the Wild Heart, Clarice Lispector, 4 stars. Read Lispector when you're a bit brokenhearted, when you're more vulnerable and receptive to her nebulous thoughts on love, time, memory, and freedom. Second place, Rachel Cusk, 4 stars. A woman invites an artist she admires to stay on her property, but things don't go to plan, and we see how gender intersects with issues of violence and control, freedom, and invisibility. What I'd Rather Not Think About by Ante Postuma, 4 stars. A fast-paced, fragmentary rumination on sibling relationships and how people carry on through the grief of suicide. The Hypocrite, Joe Hamya, 4.5 stars. Hamya succeeds in writing one massive gray area about a playwright daughter who is upset with her novelist father, using very descriptive and atmospheric prose. All Fours, Miranda July, 4 stars. If you're tired of the same woman on the verge storylines that we see in contemporary litfic and want a raw look into aging and desire and how the two interact, this is a really entertaining option. August Blue, Deborah Levy, 3 stars. Too sparse and watered down, but the questions surrounding family history and the self have so much potential. Medea, Rachel Cusk, 4 stars. A razor-sharp, feminist Greek retelling that you don't need much context to understand and enjoy. Undercurrents, Marie Dariussec, 3 stars. Dense layers of color and texture create an impenetrable portrait of the ocean, reminiscent of a rich oil painting. The Year of Magical Thinking, Joan Didion, 4 stars. Didion's analytical approach to her grief about her husband's sudden death makes for incredibly striking moments of vulnerability. If Only, Vigdis Hjorth, 2 stars. Surely we'll stop repeating ourselves at some point. Things have to change. Just kidding, I guess not. Scaffolding, Lauren Elkin, 4 stars. Tackles a little bit of everything: desire, marriage, motherhood, feminist politics, psychoanalysis, home remodeling, queerness, religion, the past, present, and future. Molly, Blake Butler, no rating. Not a book that I would casually recommend due to the very harrowing content surrounding the author's wife's suicide. The Two Kinds of Decay, Sarah Manguso, 4 stars. A grueling, sparse memoir about Manguso's struggle in the 90s with an autoimmune disease and the severe depression it brought on. Giovanni's Room, James Baldwin, 4 stars. Complex, flawed characters hiding their queerness, rendered in gorgeous prose. My Good Bright Wolf, Sarah Moss, 4 stars. An unconventional memoir that plays with form and literary criticism, recounting Moss's struggle with anorexia and her fraught relationship with her parents. The Novelist, Jordan Castro, 3 stars. The narrator is so real for picking up his phone and putting it down, and picking up his phone and opening social media and scrolling mindlessly and putting his phone down and picking it back up again. Plant Dreaming Deep, May Sarton, 4 stars. A quick, cozy recounting of the author purchasing and renovating a farmhouse in a small New Hampshire village. The Position of Spoons, Deborah Levy, 3.5 stars. I wish this collection of super short pieces about books and art was a little bit better curated. Billy and Girl, Deborah Levy, 3 stars. Two strange kids embark on a search to find their mother via supermarket trips, robberies, kidnappings, and a lot of musings about pain and memory. Burnt Sugar, Abnidoshi, 4 stars. One of the most intense, to-the-point explorations of a fraught mother-daughter relationship that I've ever read. Saving Agnes, Rachel Cusk, 3 stars. Cusk's debut about a woman who has spent her entire life wishing to be someone else feels a little bit too effortful and too embellished. Set My Heart on Fire, Izumi Suzuki, 3 stars. A girl in her 20s drifting through the 1970s Japanese music scene gets caught up in a troubling marriage. Writing into the Wound, Roxane Gay, 4 stars. Harrowing insight into how gays writing evolved and she'll oh my god. Harrowing insight into how gays writing evolved until she was able to directly write about her trauma. Dreamwork, Mary Oliver, 4 stars. Great place to start with poetry, including lots of nature imagery. A Sunny Place for Shady People, Mariana Enriquez, 4 stars. Combines horror and short stories, 2 genres I don't read often, to create a collection that had me hooked. Didion and Babbitt's, Lily Analik, 3 stars. This book should just be called Babbitt's. Shame, Annie Ernaux, 3 stars. A zoomed out look at how religion, education, and her small hometown shaped Ernaux's life in light of her father's violent outburst against her mother. The Abandoners, Begonia Gomez Urzes, 4 stars. An exploration of the social, cultural, and economic reasons why mothers abandon their children, pulling in female figures from literature, film, and music. Our Evenings, Alan Hollinghurst, 3 stars. An overly long character study diving into the longing and displacement a gay man of Burmese descent feels throughout the course of his life in England. As consciousness is harnessed to flesh, Susan Sontag, no rating. Copious notes on Susan Sontag's work Susan Sontag, who is that? Oh my god. Copious notes on Susan Sontag's work that was a bit too referential for me to fully comprehend. The Right to Sex, Amia Srinivasan, 4 stars. Well-researched, well-written essays on feminist issues through a modern lens. The Safekeep, Yale Vanderwouden, 3.5 stars. Go into this one blind because the story gets good at the end, but be prepared for some stunted dialogue and pacing issues. Becoming Bad Days, Sarah Bernstein, 3.5 stars. Atmospheric, mysterious, and quick, if a bit uneven. Story of a woman working at a university while the world around her deteriorates. And there we have it. It's kind of shocking to me how little time it takes to film this video, but I'm really excited about it. I think that it's just so much fun, and I would love to hear your guys's 1-sentence reviews of any of these books or of your favorite books. Whatever you want to tell me about, give it to me in a quick little 1-sentence blurb. Thank you guys so much for being here and tuning in. We have so much fun end of the year, beginning of the new year content coming up that I'm really excited for. I will see you guys in the next one. My favorite books of 2024. It's gonna be a good one, so don't miss it. Bye!